Okay, so this is my DRO on the lathe, and this is a DRO Pro's EL400. It's a pretty nice unit. I'm pretty happy with it. It's got a cast aluminum case. It's not plastic, so it's been pretty reliable as long as I've had it here. Now it has in fact, it's in the tool mode right now because it says tools right here. But if I can select a different tool number and shift between these tools that I have set, and you'll notice the offsets are changing. So what you're doing is you're calibrating these tools against the part. So you use your first tool and you calibrate that one, then you use your second tool and you calibrate that one, you use your third tool, etc., etc. And you can retain those calibrations. So we're going to go ahead and go through the part and just shift between these different tools. And let's make sure I'm on tool number 1, okay? And yeah, it looks about right. I just visually looking to double check myself. And we'll work our way through the part. All right, so we got tool number 1 in, and we're kind of ready to go. So let's just work through our different tools here and make a part. Let's give this a double quick check, make sure we're okay on our tool. Never hurts, right? Make sure our DRO is tracking properly. Yep, looks good. Okay, let's do finish pass. Well, that should be our finish. Piston fit. Doing. But okay, here we go. Here's our favorite sound. I'm going to do our thread relief here. Right. And then our minor diameter for the thread, 1 inch 149. I want to go a little bit below the minor diameter. Below that, okay. Alright, so there's our thread relief. Just going to kiss that just lightly. All right, so we're ready for some thread action here. Let's just double check our gearbox settings. Never hurts. You know, you're shifting gears and doing all kinds of weird stuff. Let's do that. Okay, looks right to me from here. Let's get our little pitch gauge in there. And I think, yeah, you can, it's kind of cool because you can feel the tips of the thread gauge kind of drop in there. It's kind of satisfying that way. So, okay, let's not screw this up. Let's do 230. Yeah, okay. So I'm just doing straight in-feed threading on this guy here. So, 50, let's do 140. Let's try that one, and then we'll do we'll try our part. All right, this is our part that we're trying here. And it's just starting, but it's tight. Okay. Let's keep going. This thing's out of balance, so it's kind of hard to get it started. There we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's just got enough. No wiggle. Typical machinist thread, right? Alright, I think that's okay. I might do a spring pass on that. Let's do that again. Make sure I go to the right damn number. 28. Alright, let's. Oh, yeah. Sweet! Dusty. Alrighty. I think that's it for the thread. Oh yeah, the teeny bit, you know, when you're, down at the last little bitter end there, it doesn't take much to really change the feel of the thread. But that's what I want. I don't want it to be ultra tight because I have a clamping mechanism here. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to fix up this little thread relief a little bit. I don't like the look of that. It doesn't look like I went deep enough. Okay. All right, you guys ready for some parting action here? Sure I'm in the right spot. Yes. So I'm going to cut an initial groove here. And I'll back up a little bit. And I just want to bust this back edge just a little bit. Like that. And then finish her off. like I got the hole depth right.
All right. Let's see how this goes here. Get that in position. We'll slip the shaft in. That's French for shaft, in case you didn't notice. Okay. And then I'll pull. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move the camera so you can see inside here. This thing feels a little bit tight. That's okay, you don't have to adjust it all the time. I can still turn it. Alright. Alright, you get the idea there, right? Blue. And these trap this in this direction here, right? So I can take out all the play. You know, in fact, I can clamp it if I want, but I can adjust it so there's no axial play going on there, but it still turns freely. And these are a bush for this shaft that goes across, okay? And it's also a thrust surface for the worm, because there's a thrust load depending on which direction that you're going that you have to absorb when you have a worm gear set up like this, okay? Okay, so we're centered up now. First step is we're going to take a facing cut here, and we just want to remove kind of a minimal amount of material. Okay, just kissing it there. I'm just going to come in, I don't know, about 3/1000ths, I think. And we'll take a cut and see if it cleans up. Looking pretty good. that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do this. Tools, run. That's tool 5. Enter. Alright. Come up. This should be pretty close to 750 right there. Yes. Alright. 5. So that is to, you see how this looks big and flat? We break that up with a little band like that, and it just changes the look of that. And that's all that's for. It's just decorative. Okay, so we're gonna put a corner radius on this now. And what I like to do is bring this leading edge of the tool just a little bit onto the part, visually onto the part, and then advance the tool in this direction until it just starts to cut. That way I don't leave a nasty little line, and you'll see that in a sec. And if I'm feeling comfortable, I'll back it up a little more even. So right there, it's just starting to kiss. So that's probably pretty good. Okay. So now I'm not going to move in the x-axis. I'm just going to move in z. Okay. And I'm going to come in until the trailing edge gets really close. Like that. Okay? That's it. Okay, 1 radius. So look at that. That's looking pretty good. Okay? Alright, let's get that out of there. Now we're going to go around with some paper and soften some of these edges, and then we'll Scotch-Brite the whole mess. Okay. pretty good. Pretty happy with the knobs. Pretty happy with the bolts. Probably polish those a little bit later. So after putting all this together, I discovered something I don't like, and this was a bozo move in the drawing or the model. Is you see this little notch right here? I'm not real happy with that. I should have added extra material onto this burnout and just had something to work with, but now I gotta do something different there. I'm not pleased that I didn't see that, because I could have easily moved that in a little bit and be done with it. But then there's this little step here that I'm not quite happy with. So the solution, I think, is going to be to add a cap on or something like that. You know, there's two schools of thought here. You can make things line up exactly like that, right? These two, this edge and this edge. But this is a burn profile and that's a burn profile, so that's a little, you know, probably shouldn't have done that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cap, and I'm going to create an intentional overhang that will, you know, it will become a design element. You know, we're going to call this the bozo cap here. And I made one out of wood, just playing around here, and so this is kind of the general idea. I mean, I don't think it's going to look like this. I don't particularly like this one. I was just playing around. It'll be something like that, and then you'll have a, you know, you'll have a natural overhang here. So it'll look like a top or a cap on these arches here. So, but fitting these two bevels and all this stuff, I may just knock that off flat and add a flat cap that has a curvature to it or something like that. So anyway, I'm going to be thinking about that, and it'll probably be one of our next bits for this. Anyway, hope you like the fancy knobs for the etching press. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click subscribe.